Okay, so you thought you were going to be rid of me today. However, I'm going to talk you through the exam question for Horwood Hotels. Like in the previous lessons, we're going to go through each question. Hopefully, the teacher will pause the video so that you can write your answers, and then we'll go through the answer that I've got. So don't forget that you need to highlight where the important information is in the case study. So you can see that I've done it here. Horwood Hotels is established. It's a chain of hotels. It's considering rebranding city hotels for business travellers. They are a niche market. It would involve creating a floor in the hotel, the gym, and a shared office space. And then you've got some figures. Now, this is the last case study, and the last case study always will have some sort of figures in because the 9-mark question is going to rely on you using that data. So here we've got the Horwood Hotel in Cambridge. 65% of its customers are business travellers. It costs £12 to go to the local gym for the day. After it's been developed into this business traveller hotel, then they're going to charge £75 a night. However, they're going to do some promotional pricing for those business travellers at £65. You've then got a comparison with a competitor hotel, and obviously you can see the figures there. The £12 pass is the same because it's not a gym in the hotel, whereas obviously after the development, the Horwood Hotel wouldn't need to charge that pass because there'd be a gym in their own hotel. So it tells you at the bottom there that they're planning to advertise through its website and social media. Think about what that means in terms of the cost. And it has a lot of previous customers who stay in touch via the internet. So again, possibly most appropriate method for them. And it will offer some sales promotions for loyal businesses who use the hotels for their staff. The manager feels that these should use promotional pricing to start with to win over. Some people may feel that the whole hotel is unique and therefore a skimming strategy might work better. So without even looking at the questions, although you've got them in front of you, there's a possible comparison there between skimming and promotional pricing. Okay, so the first question, this is nice and easy. Identify one primary research methods HH could use. Normally I'd be telling you that this is not an applied question, but they've put the name of the business in there. So you have to write, this is only worth 1 mark, you have to write that Horwood Hotels could use and then identify a method. Hopefully the teacher will pause the video now and you've got 1 minute to answer this. And then when we come back, I'll give you the answer. So it could be anything. I've chosen something nice and simple, a questionnaire. But obviously, it's primary research, so it could be. Well, I mean, they could be observations, it could be focus groups, but again, is that what Horwood Hotels is going to be able to do? Probably not. Where a questionnaire sent out to its customers through its social media, nice and easy. It's all about being applied. Okay, question 2. Analyze whether aiming at a niche market is a good idea. Again, this is applied. HH is in there. You've got 4 minutes to answer this. Think about how important a niche market is and what you can do with your prices. So pause the video. And we're back. So analyze whether HH is aiming at a niche market is a good idea. So don't forget our paragraphs. Knowledge, application, analysis. So a niche market is a small specialized segment of the total market. Pure knowledge, guaranteed mark. Applied. If HH are aiming at business travellers, they can develop specialised services, use what's in the case study, so for example, a gym. And why is this good? Well, it gives them a USP, which increases their market share and ultimately their profits. Remember, get it to the profits. Next question. Analyse one advantage to HH of using social media to advertise their hotels. Okay, you've got 4 minutes. Press pause, and I'll be back. Okay, so again, 3 sentences. Social media are free platforms where you can post updates. Pure knowledge, 1 mark. For HH, this is a benefit as it is free and they have a lot of customers following them. We get that from the case study. And then they could post promotions which could increase bookings and profits in the future. Again, linking to the future. Next question. Okay, Now, this one is one advantage and one disadvantage of using promotional pricing. This is the first part of the structured or scaffold question. So this is 6 marks. So you're going to get 8 minutes to write your answer to this. Pause the video, and we're back. So think about the layout again for this one. We need to get the knowledge across, and then it's 2 lots of application and 2 lots of analysis. So promotional pricing is reducing the price temporarily to attract customers. You have to get the word temporarily in there because promotional pricing goes back up afterwards. So apply it. This could be helpful for the Cambridge Hotel to attract new customers to use the business suites, as they will want to keep costs down too. This could establish the hotel in the customer's eyes as good value, and they may use it again. So that is a bit of analysis, again, getting it back to money. However, HH would not be making as much per room because the promotion is £10 less. And if it proves popular, they may have to turn people away, which puts them off booking in the future. So if lots of customers come and the hotel fills up and then more come, they're going to say, sorry, you can't come to this hotel. They're going to potentially go elsewhere. And then the sales could negatively be affected by this, that final bit of analysis. Okay, next question. Recommend whether HH should use promotional pricing in its rebranded hotels. This is the other 3 marks from that scaffold question. So your recommendation is based on what you've just written in the previous question, and now it is simply a judgment on what you think they should do. Give the students 4 minutes, pause the video, and we're back. So recommend whether HH should use promotional pricing in its rebranded hotels. What will it depend upon? This will depend on how successful they think it will be against the competition. If customers can get booked in, then they may use it in the future again, securing HH's market share. Okay, always think about what does it depend upon. Okay, now this last question is the 9-mark question for paper 1. Now, we haven't talked about this for a while since your mock exams in November, and we know a little bit more information from the exam board now. So as I said at the beginning, the 9-mark question on paper 1 is always going to have some data referred to. So in paper 2, it's synoptic. In paper 1, you're expected to do something with data. Now, it won't always be market research data, but obviously in paper 1, that's the main place it can come from. But it could be human resource data. And like here, I've given you data on prices comparing the 2 hotels with each other. So if you look at the question, it's discuss whether HH should develop the Cambridge Hotel into a business traveller hotel. And you should refer to the data in text 3. So make sure you're comparing the prices between that one and its competitor, the prices before and after, the promotional prices that they're offering, and also the other stuff that's in the case study about, the gym and the office space and how the others are not doing that. You need to set out your argument so that you start off talking about, perhaps the positives, link it through to the negatives, think about how much it's going to cost to do this, think about what we've said about if they can't provide enough rooms, etc., if it becomes quite popular. And then make sure that you answer the question. You should be finishing off with saying, I think that they should develop the hotel, the Cambridge Hotel, or I think that they shouldn't. Doesn't matter whether you think they should or they shouldn't, as long as you justify it, you'll get full marks. Okay, you will not get full marks if you don't refer to that data. So pause the video, give the students about 12 minutes to write this, and then come back. Okay, so here's my response. It goes over a couple of pictures, so this will disappear in a minute. So if HH develop the hotel, 65% of their current customers are business travellers. This is higher than the competition, so there's a bit of comparison, and it means they have a good customer base to start with. It would be ridiculous if they were a hotel that only had about 20% business customers, because you've got to win over a hell of a load of customers. But here, you've got 65% of your business are those business travellers, so it's going to be attractive to them. Right, where were we? They could also use these customers to carry out further market research to help make sure it is exactly what they want. So you could, I mean, if you said something about focus group earlier on in that other question, you know, speak to these customers. Do they want a gym? Do they want an office where they can do work and photocopying, etc.? Customers may also be prepared to pay slightly higher prices, as they would not have to pay an extra £12 to the local gym. So remember, if you go to the competitor hotel, you've got to pay the price of the room plus the £12 to go to a local gym. If you go to the Cambridge hotel, you pay £65 and the gym is in the hotel, so you don't have to pay that 12. Use the data, make the comparison. Okay. I've got the balance there though. However, this applies to both hotels. However, after the development, the rooms will be more expensive, £75 for regular customers, and this could put them off. Okay, where's my rest? Here we go. Losing the hotel revenue and profits. Also, the promotional price is only £5 difference to the competition. So if the competitor is better, they may stay with them instead. You know, if it's a nicer hotel, if they've got better facilities anyway, then is £5 enough to win those customers over? Obviously, some business travellers are staying at the competitor hotel. So, you know, you're questioning that. Don't forget, for this 9 marker, you need a judgment. So the success may depend on how good the facilities are in the new hotel compared to the competition, and whether they can win over some big businesses with promotional prices to compensate for the loss of regular visitors. You haven't got to go into any more detail. You just need to recognise that those are a couple of things that are going to really challenge the success of this project. Okay, we're going to do the same for the next task. Hopefully the second video will be ready on the next link. Okay, make sure you take these home so that you can revise from this as well. Next week, I'm going to put the answers for this whole paper and the one we did about Mini, etc., paper 2, onto Firefly, so you'll be able to access all of these as well.